So good day everyone, especially to you Sir Christian Garcia. This is Erasha P. Hermosada and I'm going to discuss what's all about the global village and cultural imperialism. The global village and cultural imperialism. McLuhan used his analysis to examine the impact of electronic media. His writing around 1960s, he analyzed social media changes brought by television. Also, he declared that television was turning into a global village or single village. The world is becoming single community. The global village described the phenomenon of the entire world becoming more interconnected as the result. The world view as a community in which distance and isolation have been dramatically reduced by the electronic media. So, when we say about a global village, is assess a community whereas we are being connected by the televisions, computers, cell phones, and all digital gadgets. For instance, naatay mga lovers one or ato ang pamilya nga naa sa other countries, and because of layo kaayo ang ato ang distance nila, so we are use a new media like mga gadgets, cell phones, para even though we are far from them but still we are connected. Like kanang dili na same sa una nga kailangan pata magpadalag letters para mabasa sa ilaha. So which is takes and consume too much of time, and now because of media we become a global village or single village which is a connected na kayo ta sa usa. So McLuhan is declared that television was turning the world into a global village. By this, he meant that as more and more people sat down in the front of their television, sit and listen to the same stories, their perception of the world would contract of tribal village. One sat in the front of fires to listen to collective stories. The members of a new global village would sit in front of the bright buses in their living room. Munang, the people all over the world are interconnected with each other with the help of transport and communication. That's why ginatawag na og global village. Thinkers assume that the global media had a tendency to homogenize culture. They argued that as a global media spread people from all over the world who do the same things. So when we say homogenize is mablend siya para to make it uniform. They argue pa nga ang global media kuno kay mo spread throughout the world. The people from all over the world would do the same things. And yes, because we are being connected by the new media, mga abunda ko ta sa technology, at kung unsay ginabuhat nato karon would also ginabuhat pud sa ubang country. So the natin mga bagong salida nga gipagawas, like for instance Hollywood movie. So in other countries or there in the Philippines would also nagalantaw pud sa movie. Commentators therefore believe that the media globalization with America hegemony would create a form of cultural imperialism whereby American values and culture would overwhelm all others. In 1976, media critics Herbert Schiller argued that not only was the world being Americanized, but that this process also to spread of American capitalist values like consumerism. Similarly, for John Tomlinson, cultural globalization simply a euphemism for Western cultural imperialism, since it promotes homogenized, westernized consumer culture.
Good day everyone. Today we will discuss all about critiques of cultural imperialism. But before that, By the way, my name is Diana Jinki Hubay, your reporter of this topic.
Cultural imperialism. Cultural imperialism proponents overlook the reality that media messages are not only created by producers but also consumed by viewers. Media researchers began to pay attention to how audience perceive and interpreted media messages in 1980s, which means they realized that audience aren't active participants who bring their own experiences, beliefs, and values to the table. As I mentioned, cultural imperialism often involves a dominant culture like the United States, using its influence to spread values, practices, and meanings through media, technology, and other forms of cultural production. In 1985, an Indonesian cultural critic researched how various viewers in the Netherlands created to the American soap opera Dallas. They gave detailed examination of audience viewing experiences through letters from 42 viewers. So, it means the researchers chose to study the American soap opera Dallas in the Netherlands because Dallas was a hugely popular show around the world, representing a powerful cultural export from the United States. The researcher used letters from 42 viewers as their primary source of data. This approach allowed them to gain a deep understanding of the viewer's personal experiences, thoughts, and feelings about the show. American culture, in a passive and resigned manner, she observed the viewers invested a lot of emotional energy in the process, which means American culture, they were also deeply invested in the show, pouring a lot of emotional energy into it. It is suggests a more nuanced understanding of cultural imperialism than a simple takeover of one cultural by another. In 1990, Eluha Katz and Tamar Liebes wanted to expand on Ang's research by looking at how reviewers from various cultural groups understood Dallas, which means instead of focusing solely in Dutch viewers, the researchers were looking at how viewers from a variety of cultural groups understood Dallas. This is a significant expansion of the earlier research, which focused on a single cultural group. Russians were dubious of the show's content, believing it features American propaganda as well as being mostly about America. In Russia, there's a long story of state-controlled media. People might have been more likely to be suspicious of American media, seeing it as a tool of propaganda. Next, the cultural imperialism concept has been debunked by the renewed strength of regional patterns in the globalization process, globalization of media and Asian culture. For example, from Hello Kitty to the Mario Brothers to Pokemon, Japanese trademarks have been ingrained in worldwide popular culture. So it means the Pokemon Japanese trademarks have been ingrained in worldwide popular cultural. So ang most famous sa cultural imperialism sa Japan is mga Pokemon or mga cartoons na salida. Another example is the anime movie. Sikat kaya na siya sa worldwide ang anime. So gikan dyan na siya sa Japan ng mga anime nga salida. Dayon, the sum of the said for Korean pop or K-pop and Korean telenovelas which are widely successful regionally and globally. So sa Korean pod dili pod mga salida gyapon pero dili mga anime. So ilaha kay mga dramas or K-drama. So sikat po kini siya sa worldwide ang K-drama. Og sikat po kay ni diri sa ato sa Philippines kay daghan po kayo tag mga mga K-pop fans samot nag mga BTS, Blackpink na tas the observation even applies to culinary taste, the most obvious of globally Asian cuisine of sushi. So ang usa pod kay nasikat sa pod sa cultural imperialism ay ang pagkaon pod sa Japan or sa Korea nga pagkaon nila nga sushi. Sikat po gid diri sa tuwa sa Philippines kay may mga restaurant nga nagluto po sila og mga Japanese food, Korean food og sikat po kini siya sa Pilipinas ang sushi. While it is that McDonald's has continued to spread across Asia, it also the case that Asian brands have provide step competition. So, ang McDonald's gihapon kay ning continue gihapon siya og ka lambo. Naglambog siya sa mga Asian countries ang McDonald's. The Philippines Jollibee claims to the number one choice of fast food in Brunei. So, ang Jollibee food ang moy number one nga fast food ay primero nga ay number one lagi nga fast food sa Brunei. So sikat po kay ang Jollibee dili lang sa Brunei, lahi po nga country. Like example sa Singapore or sa Oh, that's all for today. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope namoy nasabtan sa kuwang gi-report. Salamat sa pagpaminaw. Thank you.